All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something you probably use every single day, but maybe don't think twice about, and that's the super high stakes world of software releases. So let's just dive right in. So, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered how your favorite apps, the ones you use all the time, just seamlessly update? I mean, how do they push out new features to literally millions of people at the same time without the whole thing just crashing and burning? Well, it's not magic, I can tell you that. It's actually a masterclass in strategy. Okay, so the secret really comes down to this idea of a modern digital assembly line. And the core principle here, the golden rule, is build once, deploy many. What that means is the exact same software package. I want you to think of it like a perfectly sealed, self-contained box. The very same one that passed all the internal tests is the one that gets shipped out to you. It never gets tinkered with or rebuilt along the way, and that consistency, that is absolutely everything. So that brings us to the playbook itself. We're going to look at the 5 main strategies, the big contenders that developers use to get that shiny new version from their computer to yours. And trust me, each one has its own unique set of pros and cons. All right, first up, we've got let's call it the most direct approach, the recreate deployment. And it is exactly what it sounds like. You literally tear down every single old version of the app, and only then do you fire up all the new ones. The analogy here is just perfect, right? It's like a restaurant closing its doors for an entire day just to completely change the menu. Simple, but brutal. And you can probably guess the trade-off here. On the one hand, it's super simple and really low cost, right? Because you're only ever running one version at a time. But the massive drawback, the thing you can't ignore, is that you have guaranteed downtime. Your users are just locked out while that switch happens. And if something goes wrong, rolling back is a huge pain because you have to do the entire process all over again, but in reverse. Okay, so let's look at something way more sophisticated. Blue-green deployment. Just imagine you have your current live environment, we'll call that blue. Now, in the background, totally hidden from users, you build up a completely identical environment with the new version, and that one's green. Once green is tested and you know it's good to go, you just flip a switch. So here's how it works. It's pretty clever. First, you deploy that new version to your green environment, which is totally offline. Then you test the heck out of it, make sure everything works perfectly, and when you're ready, step 3, you instantly switch all the user traffic from blue over to green. It's a clean all-or-nothing cutover. And here's the bottom line on this one. The huge benefit is you get zero downtime for your users. And if anything goes wrong, the rollback is instant. You just flip that traffic switch right back to blue. But, and it's a big but, you're paying to run 2 complete, identical production environments at the same time. So yeah, this one can get very expensive very fast. Now let's talk about a strategy that tries to find a nice middle ground, the rolling update. Instead of one giant switch, here you gradually replace the old versions with the new ones, maybe one at a time or in small batches. The kitchen analogy really works here too. It's like upgrading one chef's station while all the other chefs keep cooking and serving food. And looking at its scorecard, you can see right away why this is kind of the workhorse for a lot of apps out there. You get zero downtime, the cost is way more manageable than blue-green, and it's a really safe, controlled way to roll out an update. The only real trade-off is that if you need to roll back, it's not instant. You have to roll backwards in the same gradual way. All right, now for something a bit more advanced, and it's got a great name, the canary deployment. And yeah, it's named exactly after the canary in a coal mine. The idea is you release the new version to just a tiny, tiny percentage of your real users, maybe 1%. You watch it like a hawk. If it's stable, no errors, you gradually dial up that percentage until eventually everyone is on the new version. So the key thing to get here, the whole point of a canary, is validation. But we're talking about technical validation. You're using a small slice of your actual live audience as the ultimate final test. You're trying to sniff out bugs or performance issues in the real world before you unleash it on everybody. It's an amazing safety net. And finally, we've got A/B testing. Now, at first glance, this might look a whole lot like a canary deployment, right? You're sending different versions to different people. But trust me, its goal is completely different. With A/B testing, you're not sending traffic to a random percentage. You're routing it based on specific things, like show this version to users in Canada or show that version to users on an iPhone. This slide really just hits the nail on the head. It cuts right to the heart of it. A canary deployment is asking a technical question. Is this new version broken? Is it stable? An A/B test is asking a business question. Do our users like this new version more? Or does this new green button actually make more people click buy? One is about stability, the other is all about business results. Okay, so we've got these 5 powerful strategies on the table. The big question is, how on earth do you pick the right one for the job? Let's run through a quick scenario. Imagine this. You're about to release a massive update, and this new version is completely incompatible with the old one. They just can't exist in the same system at the same time. On top of that, you absolutely must have the ability to go back to the old version in a split second if things go south. What do? Well, you choose blue-green. It's really the only strategy that gives you that clean break between old and new and that instant escape hatch of just flipping the traffic right back to the stable blue environment. Okay, scenario number 2. The business team comes to you with an idea. They've designed a brand new checkout button and they have a hypothesis that it will increase sales. They want to test it, but only on customers who are in Canada. This is a slam dunk for A/B testing. The whole goal here isn't just about whether the button works, it's about measuring a very specific business outcome, the conversion rate, with a very specific targeted group of users. That is precisely what A/B testing was invented for. And this right here, this is the whole decision-making process in one single place. It's your ultimate cheat sheet. You can see all 5 strategies laid out side by side, comparing them on everything that matters: downtime, rollback speed, cost, complexity, all of it. This is basically the mental framework developers use to make these critical choices every day. But look, even with the best plan in the world, things can and do go wrong. So a huge part of any deployment strategy isn't just about moving forward, it's about knowing how to retreat. Let's talk about the escape plan, the art of the rollback. And as you'd expect, each strategy has its own way of hitting the undo button. With blue-green, it's that beautiful instant traffic switch. For a rolling update, you basically just put it in reverse and start rolling the old version back in. Each escape plan is perfectly tailored to the strategy it supports. So here's a really crucial takeaway. If your new version just flat out can't coexist with the old one, we're talking major incompatible changes, your options get real small real fast. You're pretty much down to just 2 choices: the expensive but very safe blue-green method, or the simple but much riskier recreate method. So, now that you know the playbook, I've got a question for you. Think about your favorite app, the one you open every day. Next time you see that little update available notification, take a second and think, which one of these 5 strategies do you think they're using? Because behind that simple "What's new" screen, there's a whole world of fascinating high-stakes decisions being made.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more Apex insights.